Today I have for you a really simple putting tip to transform your putting, help you create more of an arc-shaped putting stroke with a really simple change just to your grip and your forearm placement. Make sure you check this video out. My arms to connect to what my body's doing. That's got to go in. Allowing my arms to connect to what my body's doing. That's got to go in. Jon Watts from the TruGolf Academy here. You've joined me on the putting green, and as I mentioned there in the intro, today is going to be a really simple tip to start to transform your putting. And it's a concept I want to share with you first of all. A lot of golfers are talking about rocking, okay, when they're putting, but our shoulders are not only rocking, they are rotating. So they are moving this way, opening and closing, as well as, yes, there is a little bit of too much of a rocking movement in there. So the shoulders are doing two parts. I find too many golfers obsessed with this rocking movement, and they tend to get the putter moving very high on the backswing, very high on the through swing, generally misstriking it unless they're controlling that low point very consistently. The putter tends to go back, almost trying to swing on a straight line. Nobody really puts that way. The putter is arcing, it is opening, it is closing. Different players, different amounts, sure, but nobody really is putting straight back, straight through. You'd have to get, probably maybe the closest in the modern game is Bryson DeChambeau, but he's got obviously almost the club anchored to his lead arm, that club very high, hands very high. And of course, when you're putting on such quick greens and the stroke is therefore a little bit shorter, it may be moving a little bit straighter, but there is still arc. There is still opening and closing of that putter head, and the majority of golfers are going to be putting better with some arc, allowing some freedom. That's how we play our game. When the putter for me is going too straight back, I tend to see the putter going back closed, which means it's pointing for me as a right-handed golfer too far to the left, and then the player has to open, and that's a very unnatural movement where I'm manipulating the golf club. So today we're going to discuss a grip change and how that changes your forearm placement to actually start to connect these forearms more to the body, more to the torso, to create more arc in your putting stroke. So what we're going to simply do, and the putter grip helps us here. You know, there is a flatter part, they're generally a little bit thicker, so they're designed more for thumbs to go down the center. If you're going to do either way, I'd prefer you to go this way and feel like you open your palms up. I actually broke my left arm as a kid, so I can't rotate it actually more than that. But we are going to be opening our palms up rather than doing the opposite. We definitely don't want almost to see knuckles here, almost the back flat part of the hands pointing visually towards us, the palms facing towards our body. We don't want to see this like we'd get in a normal putting grip, a normal grip for our irons and woods, because it's going to allow too much rotation, too much arms and hands here. So we're trying to actually get the feeling that turning our palms outwards, and that's going to help me connect my elbows more in towards my rib cage. So I definitely don't want to see arms out there. I see a lot. Elbows in towards rib cage. Turn those palms open to hold the putter, and it's going to really help connect your arms to your body, and it means the shoulders there start to, yes, they are rocking a little bit, but they're definitely rotating, opening and closing. And a drill I love, and I have done it in a previous video, is just using a tour stick across your chest, just above your elbows. It keeps that elbows connected in. We can go for the same grip, palms facing a little bit more outwards. And you'll notice this is starting to open, back to square, close. So I am creating some arc. And if we putt on my other tour stick line here, we'll start to see the putter coming in and open, back to square, in and close. So it's starting to arc, as I would love to see. Okay, so connection of elbows with a simple change to how we hold the golf club. I've picked a particularly tough putt here, quite a lot of left to right break. But let me just see if I can start the ball down the line I'm looking for, which is a good 18 inches outside the left of the target here, so a lot of break. And all I'm going to try and do is feel like my palms face a little bit more outwards. That's going to connect my elbows more in towards my rib cage and help my shoulders start to rotate. That felt really good. You can't believe that miss there. Hit the high edge of the hole, which was good. Finished directly behind the hole. Good pace, good putt. That putter head for me is staying a little bit lower to the ground because I'm allowing it to arc more naturally. So the only real change I'm making at setup there is feeling like my palms are facing towards this camera out in front of me. Obviously I can't do it quite as much personally for me with my left arm how I broke it, but I'm trying to feel like my thumbs are more on the sides of the grips rather than down the middle, or even worse still would be too far over. So thumbs more on the edges of the grips, connecting elbows towards body and allowing my arms to connect to what my body's doing. That's got to go in. I hit about 3 practice putts and I didn't hole any of them, so I'm glad I did one for camera at least. So, one last one. Elbows facing forwards. You know, there's nothing stopping you. I'm going to hit this one actually with the cane. Across your chest, great putting drill for me. Across your chest, just above your elbows, palms facing outwards. Allow those shoulders to rotate. And it's a great way of actually starting to control how that putter's reacting. Well, 2 out of 3, I'll definitely take that. Simple tip, change that putting grip. Just feel like you turn those palms outwards to connect the elbows in towards your rib cage. It's going to help you create an arc putting stroke. It's really going to work well for anyone who's too handsy. If this video has helped and you're new to my channel and you haven't already, please consider subscribing. Hit the little bell icon. It notifies you every time a new video goes live. And the info for my social media came along the screen towards the start of the video. Well worth checking me out on there also.